catch up to reality in a second here.
Watch cookies.
Okay, so yeah, just confirming these lanes, we're going to be seeing KU on the safe lane Sven with, of course, Notorious on the Earthshaker and the safe lane. Or he's probably going to be roaming Earthshaker, actually, with, Wait, what is... who's Oracle?
Oracle is Goat James, a.k.a. Kobe, a.k.a. League of Legends, what Teemo. But,
is that his actual... his name for in-game?
In-game, he is League of Legends. Yeah, that is correct.
Oh.
KU chopped down some trees, hunting around in a funny manner for the...
Oh, Captain Coco's... Yeah, there's no way he gets out of this.
Yeah, he's in some trouble with the Sven on top. The Sven coming out here. Big damage from the Earthshaker. Kind of gets away, though, from the routing. Or the pathing, excuse me. Still in some trouble, though. But we'll be able to hide under tower. Earth Spirit has created some distance.
I'm a little surprised to see that, actually. Yeah, Earth Spirit should just be able to roll away. Yeah, Eyeshadow will be fine. It seems like they just, like, barely mistimed their stuns. I think they could have got a lot more hits in if...
Yeah.
Oh, maybe? Captain Coco?
I think KU sort of got pathed and body blocked on the stairs there. Like right there, but I'm not quite sure what happened. A little bit unfortunate. At the same time, you know, you got to be a little bit happy with the damage done there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because that's going to force Captain Coco now only down to 2 tangos. Not a lot of regen. And meanwhile, this entire bottom lane for Portland Burnsiders, they still got 6 tangos on the Sven and 3 on League of Legends' Oracle. So they're completely happy with this, especially because we're going to be seeing this position 3 Snapfire, I'm assuming, and the position 5 or Spirit.
At this point.
Or Pulse. Yeah. I'm not sure if I like this.
Yeah, the position 5 Magnus.
I feel like they could get so much more if they put someone else off. I mean, Snapfire is a good offlaner, maybe, but I don't see the reason for her needing items this game.
Yeah.
I think like getting that Blink Dagger on Magnus or getting like a Vessel on Earth Spirit's a lot more important in this game. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We trust them. They're the pros.
Right. Gonna be queuing up an Arcane's boots first. See what big item does come out there. Then look to put some damage on the Snapfire. Should be able to get this kill. Just has to run her down. Pretty easy stuff there. Oracle.
She's so squishy early.
Yeah.
She's so squishy.
Yeah,
I honestly think.
Themselves.
Yeah, I think honestly, Portland Burnsiders, their lanes are gonna be so good. Like we said that Hellraisins needed to have a good like early lane, but I mean, Portland Burnsiders, like they have so much lockdown in these lanes. Like they drafted so well for this.
Yeah, for a slight moment there, the experience was in the advantage of Dire on the top lane, but the Burnsiders are doing just fine there, and you're right, like, Veno's just able to kind of space things out. Timbersaw is also just doing just fine in the mid lane. Pugna has been able to find the last hits as well, but not really like slowing down the Timbersaw that much.
Oh wait, Aaron has to be careful here. Yeah. He doesn't have Timber Chain. There was a decrep. I think that he didn't know that he doesn't have Timber Chain though. So I think usually you try to go on that. Yeah, because naturally this mid lane with top actually. Notorious has to be very careful. Keva got super low. They got the fissure to hold off HK.
So that's 3 tangos. Self coming out on Notorious. Vinny doesn't have a whole lot of regen left. He's doing just fine.
Yeah, so naturally this mid lane should be heavily favored for the Pugna because once he hits, like, even with the changes to Life Drain where it's like such a low cooldown and stuff, naturally, like, you have so much burst damage, you don't need to be right-clicking this Timbersaw. Matsuri should be able to, in theory, have a good lane. Oh, bottom lane, KU.
Yeah.
Getting very low. Snapfire being aggressed by the creep wave, but
great stun
they'll all back out and no kills.
Yeah, great stun by KU to interrupt the roll by the
Top
Spirit. Yeah, Vinny getting the kill there. He was very low, but finishes off the Faceless Void.
Meanwhile, back bottom, Coco kills KU.
It's not a terrible death. You know, it's low on regen, low health. He's picked up Snapfire once already, so come back to the lane healthy.
Yeah. I do like the fact that they are laning this Magnus with the Sven for top, just because like you're gonna get, or not with the Sven, with the Void, because that's the only way that you're gonna be able to out farm this Sven. Is like you have to have HK just constantly babysitting Keva, And like this is definitely the way to do it. And granted, yeah, top does kind of suck for Keva, but I mean, like he's still getting so much farm now, especially with that like triple stack.
Going on the Snapfire again here. Earth Spirit was rotating towards mid. Now he's just gonna have to walk all the way back and try to. It's just kind of not gonna be able to finish off the Snapfire, but get half of her health taken away.
Yeah, surprisingly, she's still sitting on 15 CS, which is like, considering the lane, like that's so surprising. She's so squishy. I'm surprised they're not bullying her more.
Fissure coming out on the faceless to push him back. He's got a salve that he had couriered out. Magnus also still with the salve. Vinny's starting to get a little bit more momentum here. No
and it's mid lane, they're about to hit their... Yeah, and it's mid lane, they're about to both hit their 6. And so this is when we're either going to be seeing Aaron, hopefully, rotate to another lane and try to get some kills and really like bring the momentum in their favor. Or Matsuri just, if Aaron stays, hopefully then just punishes him. He's already going for that bottle, 5 minutes. Oh, bottom, Coco. Always getting low. Like, Coco is just playing so aggressive. I love this.
Yeah, they're going to be able to control both the bottom runes. Burnsiders should be able to eventually get both runes on the top side.
Yeah, Keva having a very hard lane up against this Venomancer. Like Void, just he hates playing up against damage over time, and like that's all Veno is. It's like you can time walk it off, sure, go ahead, but it's like you can't salve until the Gale's over.
Yeah, and even there as well, he kind of time walked early, so it's like, well, you actually just time walked before all the damage came in.
Oh,
He's
Notorious.
running into Notorious. Oh, this is beautiful. Or the Burnsiders, great pick off there.
Fantastic. Yeah, now they can just take all this farm. Like this was all stacked, so Keva could be farming this with HK, but HK is not there at the time. Trying to rotate, trying to get some wards down, and Keva just gets punished in lane for like playing too aggressive. And it's so crazy because he's not even like trying to play aggressive, but it's like he doesn't really have a choice. It's like you either get CS or you're just sitting back. Like at this point, you might as well just go in the jungle or something. Meanwhile, bottom, Oracle being slowed up.
There's a Town Portal Scroll used from Earth Spirit coming in here. Or sorry, Earthshaker, excuse me. Stun from KU. The Fissure coming out here does miss Earth Spirit. He will be able to roll away here. The Burnsider's picking out the Snapfire here. Who's trying to get the finish off kill on the Oracle. Oracle extremely low. Will go down first. Snapfire still remaining elusive here. KU chasing. Has the wand.
There's no mana.
Stormhammer on cooldown. Yeah, it doesn't quite have enough mana. He's 10 mana away after the stick.
Wow, Hellraisen's played that beautifully. Like, I actually cannot. Like, if the Fissure would have hit, then iShadow would be 100% dead right now. But that barely missed, and they punished like super hard. They knew there was no mana. Like, not only that, and as you mentioned, the cooldowns are all super high. But I'm sure that they looked at it as well before. Like, it's a one and done. It's like you Stormhammer and you're pretty much out of mana because like super early on, your Sven, your Earthshakers, like they just don't have like anything in the bank. So. Like, they perfectly played that. Captain Coco just, like, runs away. Like, just walks to the tree line, and he knows that he's faster. Like, they can't do anything.
And Aaron did steal the stacks in kind of the middle jungle for the Dire side. So, curated by the Magnus, but farmed by the Timbersaw. Bottom lane pressure on KU. The Snapfire cookie coming in. The kick backwards as well. KU level 6. It does have God Strength, but we'll just kind of disengage here.
Yeah, he's so tanky. He's like 400 HP above iShadow and Coco, and then on top of that you have this Oracle, and like this is where that sustain for Burnsiders really starts to come into play. It's like you just like you literally can't do anything. Like they're not only are they tanky, but they have sustain, and it's like you don't have the burst damage. Like you have to start. Your Pugna has to start rotating, but he's sitting mid right now. He wants to like I don't know maybe outfarm this Timber, but he can't.
Yeah, Timber level 8 has the Arcane Boots showing up. Regen Rim will come for Pugna, but you know, also already healthy there. A nice pickup against the Oracle in bottom lane.
I'm a little confused. He just walked into iShadow and Coco. He knew they were there. KU popped the God Strength on the wave to farm it so he could start going to the jungle faster. But I don't know if that was miscommunication where he saw the God Strength and thought they were going to go in, but he just like walks into 2 heroes. And like he's like standing next to them. He's in like melee range of a Earth Spirit and Snapfire and just kind of dies.
Some nice items being found by the Burnsiders, Royal Jelly and Fated Brooch, as well as the Broom Handle. The engagement, though, Oracle in a lot of trouble here as the life drain coming off here. Oracle's surviving as long as he can. Pugna still just looking to finish off this mid tower. Timbersaw actually coming in like almost there in time for the deny. The top tower getting pushed in the meantime, but Burnsider's losing mid.
Yeah, I think Hellraisins are okay with this trade.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, realistically, if they're gonna keep playing aggressive, I think they're okay with it because like the mid tower's gone. Now you can start like taking over the jungle. But at the same time, Burnsiders do get that top little like those 2 camps there in the enemy jungle. So it just depends on where they want to play to know which one is the better trade. But I mean, overall, they're just trying to play annoying, kind of like get in their farming space, let them not feel safe. But yeah, back to earlier, like in that middle lane, Oracle, he dies bottom, comes back, comes mid, and then dies again. He keeps himself alive with the Fate's Edict, which is great. He's like able to keep that magic resist up for longer. But I mean, overall, I think he has to stop playing like he's the Timbersaw or like he's the Sven, because like his job is to keep them alive. It's not to play aggressive like them.
And right now, the Hellraisins will rotate to the mid tower to try to protect this. They have 3 players looking to just kind of circle in here. Earth Spirit does get called out. Mortimer's Kiss is coming in, doing a lot of damage on top of the Chronosphere as the Faceless Void has just shown up, kills the Oracle. Timbersaw still pretty healthy. Life Drain coming off, does find a tree though in front of the pit to get out to.
Oh no, Vinny. Poor Vinny. Yeah, he's dead here.
Oh, it does get the courier right at the end there, but we'll go down.
That could have been a lot worse. Notorious getting that fissure on the backline on their Spirit kind of gave away that they were about to come in for a fight, because there was 2 heroes showing with Fog Award. There was 2 heroes showing. It was the Earth Spirit and I forgot. I think maybe Pogna, I think was the other one. But randomly Earth Spirit starts rolling in at 5 heroes. You kind of know that they're going to start a fight, and so that gave Burnsiders enough time to make the decision on what they wanted to do. Vinny was already kind of in position to take a fight, not thinking there was 5 heroes there in time. Yeah. But everyone else was able to get out. So like you turn that really bad situation into like a decent situation. You get the courier, you get a kill. 2 for 1, not in your favor. But I mean, overall, I think you're still happy with this. Like that, they use Chrono, they use Mortimer's, like everything there.
Yeah, I was just gonna point that out about the Chronos here. It's one of those things that it's kind of, you know, it's on a timer. They didn't get a ton out of that fight. KU was pushing top lane throughout that, so I'm pretty happy with that. And the net worth overall is actually, you know, top 3 players of Burnsiders.
Yeah, Burnsiders are super happy with this, because like since the Sven survives, like they can just keep farming. And this Sven right now is like level 10, has his Midas going for the Echo Saber already. Like he's going for like double the farm, and he's gonna be able to get it too. Like they can't really punish this because he's so tanky. And like you just TP in with an Oracle or a Timbersaw, and there's nothing you can do. Like naturally this hero's gonna be top of the net worth, but it's not just him, it's him and Timbersaw and you know.
And the Hellraisins are smoked up, looking to maybe find KU, and they've gone into the top Radiant jungle. KU is probably about to show here though. Yeah,
KU's playing too aggressive to not know where anyone is.
Yeah, he's tanky here, but he's gonna be in trouble with all 4 players here.
Ooh. They do kill the Sven, but they should be able to get a lot of pressure on this bottom tower. It should be a 1-for-1 trade though.
Yeah, and Snapfire trying to just use a Mortimer's Kisses to farm. Notorious in a little bit of trouble, uses an Echo Slam here. We'll get healed up from the Oracle. Timbersaw is here. Kind of doesn't connect with that chain on the Snapfire. Snapfire going for some shoots here. Aaron tanking those tower shots, so has to be a little bit careful there. There's some good burst. Oh, doesn't quite finish off the burst from the Oracles. The Earth Spirit
from
jumping in here. Yeah, they're extremely deep though. Backed by the tier 2 towers. Tier 1 still up. And damage coming out from Pugna. Has gotten a kill. Aaron does pick up HK out of that. Vinny trying to retreat will go down. So yeah, Burnsider's aggressiveness getting punished. KU in the meantime will run into the Faceless Void.
I can't fight this. Yeah, I'm surprised he's doing this because like KU clearly is a stronger hero here.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Faceless is elusive enough that you know the other players are down.
Yeah, that was. I hope, or I want to say really out of characteristic for Burnsiders, because they dropped like 2K net worth after that fight. They were up about 3. They were about to hit that 4K. They're about to get a tower trade that was nice for them, but instead they don't get the tower. Hellraisins not only get the top tower, but they end up getting the Sven. Sven comes back live, keeps farming, and then 3-4 heroes just dive under tier 2 towers. And Timbersaw is of course elusive enough that he'll get away, but like as soon as I saw Earth Spirit TP in, I was like, this is the call. Like get out right now. But Magnus TPing in as well. Well, HK to that tier 1 tower instead of at the tier 2. Makes such a good play. You're able to secure back that Vino. And Portland Burnsiders are just playing a little too aggressive. I think that they think they were a lot stronger than they were.
Yeah, and now Vinny really kind of committing to this tower. The Chronosphere coming down, wants to see the Oracles here as well. I think he kind of wanted to hold it when he just saw the Venomancer. Oh, no neutral creep deny. Would have been some sort of silver lining there for the Oracle, but going down as well.
Eyeshadow is so good on this Earth Spirit. He's a master tier for a reason.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's nice. There was a hot moment there where I think, right, I mean, if you're not playing for Dota Plus and you're a master tier, they still show you these days, but Hotman and I stopped playing for my Dota Plus, and I was like, wait a second, you're telling me now it doesn't show that I'm a master at this hero? You know, like, is this
no.
Yeah, well, you know, this is like not pay to win, you know, like that's pretty good.
Yo, honestly, I'm so down for people not knowing what hero I'm good at.
Yeah.
You can just, because you can bait them. You can be like, I'm not good at this hero, come fight me.
Oh yeah, exactly. And especially, you know, I mean, Burnsiders, we've been active in the North American Dota scene heavily for the last year, and I feel, to me, from my perspective, I know that some of these teams have been around for a while and been around before us, but my perspective, it feels like there's kind of a new generation up and coming, and these players still kind of getting to know each other and what each other like. So it's kind of to me at least, it's an exciting era of North American Dota.
Absolutely. As that bottom lane is going to be taken by Hellraisins, but it's going to mean that Portland Burnsiders can start turning their attention towards mid as they're already here. And with the God Strength, it looks like, yeah, they're what they want is clear.
Good Echo Slam jump forward from Notorious, catching just 2 players, but crucial interrupt. HK going down, pressure forward on Pugna. Nice fissure as well from Notorious. Doesn't get the finish on Pugna. Aaron trying to walk into the Snapfire. Good Chakra to get the slow here. KU will have Stormhammer in just a second. Doesn't need it for the Snapfire. Trying to get it on the Pugna, but will be able to blink away. And that's a strong fight for the Burnsiders. They'll be able to keep up the pressure on the mid lane tower as well.
Yeah, that's what it is. When you have a Void, then you decide to fight A, without your Void, but B, when Chrono's on cooldown, like, you're just kind of fighting into a loss. I think that they should have been much happier just giving up that tier 1 tower. Even though, yeah, it's your mid tower, but it's like so many other tier 1s have fallen at this point, you might as well just give it up and just start farming, stacking, and, you know, trying to, like, get your lead up more. But now, because of that, Portland Burnsiders reclaimed their entire gold lead they had earlier.
And Aaron finding Faceless Void on the bottom here. They didn't trying to be obnoxious with him, just hitting with Gale and Gus.
Oh no.
CP away. Yeah, doesn't quite have enough to get bursted down.
That mask scared me for a second. Like, he was silenced and I was like, oh wait a minute, did I have the damage for this? But that was barely able to escape.
Maybe I haven't been watching close enough, but I don't know if I always see the hand of Midas on the Sven. Burnsiders spanking on late game a bit.
Yeah, he went the Midas into the Echo Saber, which I think it's honestly like personal preference. It's definitely the right decision to go the Midas earlier if you're going to, so you can keep farming. But as we said, his Sven's only job this game is to stay ahead of, like, on the net worth ahead of this Void, and he's doing so. Like, Pugna's the next one, followed by Timbersaw. It's like, but this Sven has like a clear 2.5-ish lead, or K lead ahead of this Void, so I don't think he's worried in the slightest.
Yeah, and the Earthshaker, you know, one of those heroes that, like, he does need some farm, but as long as he kind of hits certain benchmarks, he's going to be all right. He's got those Tranquil boots and has picked up the Blink Dagger. Aaron's Courier gets sniped by Ice Shadow over by the Secret Shop. We'll see if they can get some revenge for it. Aaron does ping out the Earth Spirit, but he's kind of far enough away. I wonder if that was there drawing on the map as well as there might have been some vision over here. They did, I think. Wait, did they either clear or did it expire? I'm not quite sure there.
I think I actually don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Portland are smoked up now. They want this. They want Mitsuri. They know he's in the tree line, but the scan just barely missed. But Notorious knows he's here.
Yeah, we'll find him. Getting the combo on him. He's down to about half health. Waiting for his teammates to show up because that is one of the things. He's in a little bit of a danger there. The Pugna turns on him. The ward is out here as well, trying to further slow things down, but they get the finish there. That's a nice pickup.
That was so close. Notorious initiated with all of his stuns.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking for a second Pugna might have been able to just TP out, but Waits a little bit too long to try to make a decision on what to do. And at that point, there's 3 heroes on top of you in the tree.
Yeah, no, that's true. Once that first kind of round of stun combo is over, you know, there's a window there that you say, okay, yeah, maybe this is the time to escape. And yeah, with Super Saw coming over, I don't think other heroes were there that could have stopped that. Now HK into some trouble here. Notorious dodges that cookie. HK running backwards, life drifting away. We'll try to TP back, but just dies. Snapfire going for the ulti instead of denying a teammate. And Earth Spirit does roll away. The Oracle stun maybe a little bit late. Aaron's trying to chase here. Gets kicked into the Roshan pit. It sort of allows the other teammates to show up and help with that fight, that finish.
That was so awkward. I feel like I don't think either team there wanted to really fight. Like they were so kind of like back and forth at first. They were just mirroring each other.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then just like one. I think it was the fissure that made them kind of decide to go in. But yeah, that was kind of awkward to watch. But at the end of the day, Hell Reasons, I think they're okay with this, honestly, because like I don't know. I feel like the entire time your Void is farming, and I feel like that kind of put Sven out of position a little bit, and like the net worth didn't change too much, and so I think they're okay with this. But I mean, overall, it was pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, I think though, you know, based off of what we've sort of both agreed on though, that the Sven kind of needs to farm, needs to stay ahead. I'm not sure if that's really kind of a fight that, you know, you can be okay with it, but how many times can you take fights that you are just okay with, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
This sort of game where they do have to find kind of better fights, better results, because if they're just sort of breaking even, or if all they pick off is the Earthshaker or the Oracle, that's just not going to be enough. But they do get the other 3 players, and they're able to kind of slow down and interfere with the cores, the Burnsiders. That's great. Right now, though, they have some players pushing tower while other players are trying to fight Notorious. The Cookie jumping on top of Notorious, but he does have the Oracle nearby, trying to keep him healed up and alive. Will survive that ultimate. The Chronosphere coming in here. All 3 of these players are full health, though. Oh, Echo Slam, beautiful! Magnus now in a lot of trouble as well. Faceless Void hasn't gotten a single kill, trying to finish off the Oracle now. But it's Aaron gets the kill on the Timbersaw. The Faceless Void gets juked by the Oracle. He has to jump forward to try to get it. At the meantime, though, the Burnsiders finishing up. That's not a fight you could be okay with. Oh yeah, as he's already used the walk, he's gonna have it again in just a second. Jumping forward, going for the TP now. Oh, Aaron in the fissure. So that's the Burnsiders, a 1 for 5. Beautiful stuff.
So Hellraisins could have had a fantastic moment here. They took that tier 2 tower, and they kind of forced I forget who it was. I think it was the Earthshaker, like somewhat out of position a little bit.
Yeah.
But then it's like they stuck around way too long. You get a nice chrono on the 3 heroes, but it's like none of the counter initiation was in that chrono. So like those 3 heroes, that was kind of a useless chrono, because like as soon as that happened, Notorious was like, all right, as soon as I blinked off cooldown, I'm just gonna blink in and counter initiate, and that's what we talked about earlier in the draft. And it's like they played that literally like perfectly, based on like on paper, like how you want that fight to go. Earthshaker gets the counter initiation onto like 3-4 heroes with the Echo Slam, and at that point, Portland Burnsiders was so far ahead. And speaking of the draft, we kind of talked about how Snapfire only had, like, she doesn't really need that much gold to do anything. But it's like now, look, like now she's so low right now gold wise, and all of Hell Reasons is, to be fair though. But
sorry. And on the same line of what you're saying, it was a thought that I didn't quite get off in the draft process. But after Oracle was picked up 3rd there, it's like, man, you know, it's kind of a meme draft. You know, there's high meme potential. If you get that Snapfire Ags, and then you throw the mag in, and he lands on right the other side, and then skewers him back into the team. But it's just like one of those things that, you know, as this game goes on, and I mean, we sort of saw it there at the Chronosphere situation, where they got the Chronosphere, but on 3 players, and none of those players died in the fight. And so if your entire game plan is built around like, okay, we're gonna get this Snapfire, you know, spit a player in, and then do this combo, and then like, you know, if we get, you know, 15 more minutes in the game, and then you do that combo and you don't kill anybody, you know, like, well, you know, how are you expecting to win at all if that's what the situation is? Yeah,
exactly. Like that chrono, there's like really not anyone too squishy that like Keva can really start like going for. And HK was just kind of like in an awkward position where he couldn't really help out all too much either. Oh, Keva?
Yeah, there's gonna be
he has time
some damage, and
I'm surprised that Sven's not going for an early Bloodthorn this game. Like, the Axe is really good, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Or maybe even Timbersaw. I think Timbersaw could go just Orchid this game. Because I think if they build a stun, or not a stun, a silence, this Void who doesn't have Manta because he went SNY, there's no way he's going to be building a Manta this game. Like, they need a Lotus on someone, but they're so far behind they don't have the gold for it. I think an Orchid would have so much value this game.
And Pugna is pushing bottom. It's something that you can't just completely ignore. Burnsiders will glyph to stop the explosion there of the Nether Blast. And they are rotating towards Notorious and the Earth Spirit here. Kind of just saying, okay, well, yeah, we've got some health on that tower that we can burn. And here comes Aaron.
That they can burn Ciders. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ice Coco is in... Yeah, not, like, once again, it's another awkward position. I think Hellraisins, they're... I don't even know. Like, their laning positioning wasn't bad. Like, they were doing a lot better than I was, like, thinking and expecting them to do. But it's, like, come to this, like, mid-game, after laning phase kind of, like, situation. It just seems like they don't feel comfortable playing on the map, it looks like.
Yeah.
And speaking of comfortable, Portland Burnsiders smoked up trying to go into the jungle of Hellraisins.
Yeah, the Eula Scepter here from Notorious, so plenty of opportunities to be able to lock down Humble Korean. Doesn't even really have to use much of his abilities there. Just a single enchant totem.
And that's Roche. Like,
yeah.
Magnus isn't up for like 25 seconds. And like, no one's even close enough. Matsuri's bottom. I think he just wants to keep getting farm, but I mean, you have a Dagon. Like, what is your farm going to do on this Pugna? If Pugna doesn't go full utility this game to keep your Void alive, your Pugna just kind of feels useless. Like, yeah, you like some burst damage, but like you're not gonna burst onto Sven. He has 3k HP with like, yeah, there's no way he's gonna do this.
It does feel very meaty because at this point, yeah, he just bought a Glimmer Cave, and that also doesn't really necessarily add much to, you know, where that money is going into your abilities to win fight. But I just sort of imagine with that Dagon, it's like, okay, so now are you spitting him in? You know, and then you got this Pugna bomb, and then he's just dagoning people, and then Glimmer Caping away. That sounds funny. That sounds great, but you know, come on.
It feels like I'm not gonna say gave up, but it feels like he got desperate at one point and built the Dagon, but then he was like, oh wait, I need utility, and like the cheapest utility item you can buy is the Glimmer Cape, so he was like, all right, this is just what I have to go for. But like, honestly I think he should have committed for like a Shiva's or like a Scythe or a Lotus or something like that, because it just doesn't feel like any of his items are really that effective.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I could see, you know, I mean, even just the one level of Dagon, you know, that amount of damage can certainly help out. You know, maybe be able to kind of tilt the scales and stop Oracle from keeping somebody alive, or you know, Oracle that heal over time. You know, so just be able to kind of burst somebody down. So it certainly has some merits, but yeah, you know, just because something has some merits doesn't mean it's the right item to build.
Yeah, especially because they're behind, and with just how like much these Fate's Edicts have been like actually landing. They have like pretty much like a free BKB. Like, he somehow manages, League of Legends somehow manages to get the Fate's Edict. Not only when they're not needing to use the right clicks, when they're still going for the positioning, but also just when all the spells are being like just dumped on someone. Like, it feels like Portland Burnsiders right now just can't die. The kill score is 16-14, but it's a 10k network lead. Like, they've been playing the map so well. The right heroes have been staying alive in these fights. Like, yeah, your Oracle's 1-7, but that's half of the kills on your, like, or half the deaths rather on your Oracle. Like, you're so okay with this.
Yeah, Burnsider's just pushing high ground now, putting some pressure up here. KU does have God Strength ready to go. Nice long range fissure, hitting the Pugna on the back range. But basically tower banging away a little bit here. Burnsiders will stick with it though. The creep wave is here. God Strength has been popped, moving forward. Disarm coming out here, but also the Lotus Orb on the Sven. Back up here again, another great fissure. Sven's gonna move in, trying to punch through the Pugna. Chronosphere has gone down, does pick up 3, trying to get the kill on the Oracle, will do so. Sven able to walk around, and then the Echo Slam afterwards. Sven doing a lot of damage here. The Snapfire ult still burning people down. And also gonna be a beautiful cookie and hits 3. The H is being triggered here, but Aaron pounding through Humble Korean though with the saw. Cave back to life. Aaron will pick up the credit for that kill on Coco. Not a whole lot here left for Hellraisins. They do have a buyback from Magnus, so I guess what they do have up is enough. Burnsiders will back off with their 2 players left alive.
This could have been so much worse for Hell reasons,
Yeah.
and I'm a little surprised Oracle wasn't able to get his ultimate off. I'm surprised to see KU go for the God Strength in that first life instead of just kind of like chip away the tower and kind of like just play that that tower damage game.
Right.
They did go in a little bit early, I feel like, but I mean, you get so many buybacks. You got there. It was only 2, but I mean, still, you get 2 buybacks,
Yeah,
like for what? For an Aegis, and like on top of that, your Timbersaw gets an ultra
Right.
kill. So now he's about to finish up his sight soon, and it's like, I think Portland Burnsiders are still plenty okay with this. They're like 3k gold up after that.
Yeah, and K is going to be able to get the top outpost. The bottom outpost being pinged out by Snapfire. Realizing that KU is grabbing that top one. They want to make sure that they have one for the 30-minute mark. But yeah, definitely that's just one of those trades that the Burnsiders, they lost their supports. That's, a little bit of setback. Their killers, though, are the Sven and the Timbersaw. And on the other side, when you have the Magnus and the Earth Spirit buying back, that really definitely, hurts the abilities of the supports to go forward. Not only did they give up the XP, but they set themselves back in terms of cash loss. So.
Yeah, cause like none of the important heroes died on Portland Burnsiders.
No.
Like KU lost Aegis, like whatever. Timbersaw was like pretty much full HP after that, like entire engagement. They dropped so much on him, and like because like there's so much like sustained. We said this with the Oracle like early on, but like now itemization, Guardian Greaves. I think they have double pipe as well. Oh, poor Vinny. Vinny might actually kill HK.
He does have support coming in here though. The Ags coming in from KU. He's gonna get the stun on Ice Shadow. Ice Shadow extremely low. But Cookie is there. The HK kill will come out for Vinny. The Life Drain Echo Slam, that was huge onto Notorious with the Fissure afterwards as well. That's very low health. The Stormhammer from KU doing a lot of damage, but he's so slow. Pugna will be able to run away here. Faceless Void also, though, running away. Buyback from Snapfire. Burnsiders, the God Strength on the Sven. They're going to keep the pressure up here. Get some damage on this tower before... we'll see what they do here. Link forward from Notorious, and it's the combo blowing up.
Wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, didn't even get that dag on.
It feels over. Yeah, I mean, I think they should have realized HK was dead. Like, he had Vessel plus Vino ulti plus like Gale, and he has the extra poison over duration talent. So it's like, there's no way he was gonna survive that. There is a Chrono, but they're in a last ditch effort, and they know where he is.
Notorious pretty low health here, but beautiful fishing to the side, getting the Pugna as well. He's gonna heal himself up and stay alive with that heal. Top lane, the barracks has gone down. And 70
they have no damage.
Faceless. Yeah.
They have a Pugna with Dagon, but somehow they still have no damage. Like, your Void is your only hero that's doing anything. Like, you put your Snapfire in your off lane, like, you should just realize this position. Like, there's nothing you can do. They're just gonna keep diving at them until they call GG. They don't even need to keep hitting these towers. I think they just need to realize, like, there's nothing you can do. Like, just keep playing into us. Keep playing it. Like, Burnsiders are so okay with this. They're so okay with this.
Yeah, I like Snapfire as a hero, but not necessarily as a core hero. I think some of the issues show here where it's just like your late game and like what Snapfire's gonna throw like a shotgun blast your way, and like Aaron just casually sidesteps it, and Notorious just casually jumps in. The tool set, having Cookie, it's helpful in laning phase, but it just doesn't really seem like there's enough of a tool set there to help the team as the game progresses.
I think on paper the Snapfire would can work and stuff, but it's like you have to draft around having a Snapfire in a often in the mid in a safe lane or whatever position you have it in. Like you have to draft around that, and it seems like they just didn't. Like you had some good team fight, but it's like you didn't do anything. You didn't make early rotations. That kind of made it seem like, oh, we're playing, so like our entire team's gonna be up. So it's like it's I don't know. Like we said it earlier. the blink cancel.
Yeah, as final fight's going underway here. Megas are out here, but the Chronosphere is ready, so Burnside is showing a little bit of respect here. Gonna back out, just kind of reset for a second. Ping out the Roshan, but 30 seconds left on the respawn there.
30k network lead, 30 minutes in the game, but the kill score is only 26 to 17. Like,
yeah,
it's so crazy. There's a 9 kill difference, but it's like 30k net worth lead. Like, that's so crazy. Like, Burnsiders played the map so well. Hellraisins, they didn't. I don't think that they played like how they thought they were going to. And I don't mean they played bad, but I like the map. I just feel like they didn't play the map how they wanted to.
Yeah, and I think one other thing that you were saying with the Snapfire is the thing of like, I don't know, the Magnus, maybe because it was ended up, well, again, I don't know what their mindset was in the drafting process.
Yeah.
The Magnus was a pause 5 from the beginning, but it ended up as a pause 5. And I think at the end of the day with that Snapfire, it's like, what was the setup with it, and I think kind of maybe need a different set of heroes with a Snapfire can kind of stand back and drop that ulti from distance. When it was just the Chronosphere, that was a strong combo together, but they weren't really able to layer, the strengths of Pugna, the strengths of Earth Spirit, the strengths of Magnus with that Chronosphere and Snapfire ulti.
Yeah, they kind of drafted themselves into a hole because, like, you have HK on this Magnus in your safe lane with Keva. Do we think something's gonna come to this?
I mean, it's tough. This team's very strong here. Sven coming in with the Stormhammer gets a ton of damage on to the Snapfire quite quickly. The Chronosphere coming out here nicely as well, but it's just Timbersaw and Sven with bits of it, and they're both quite heavy. Faceless Void gonna get blasted down here. Pugna in some trouble as well. Buyback on the Timbersaw to come back in here, but GG called by Humble Korean. You're gonna be able to get another kill on Ice Shadow there, and the Ancient will be fallen here as the Burnsiders take the first game in this BO2 series.
Yeah, that was a fantastic display of just like map work, teamwork, just all around. Portland Burnsiders, they played like they weren't like an amateur team. They played the map well. They played aggressively in their face when they had to, but like when they didn't have to, their Sven was farming. He built the items like in the right timing. They played around their timings, and like Hellraisins, I don't want to say their draft was bad because it wasn't bad. Like on paper it works, but also on paper, like HK, the only way that you're gonna have this Magnus Void work if you're gonna have something like a Pugna go middle is if your Magnus is gonna be like babying your Void all game. But you can't have a Magnus baby a Void if your offlaner is a Snapfire. Like your Magnus needs to be able to get a blink to be able to force some fights early on, but he can't because he's babying Faceless Void, and it's like you're in this like constant loop of like there's nothing you can really do. And like I feel like Hellraisins kind of drafted them, like they put themselves against the wall with their drafts, and Portland Burnsiders they punished like super hard.
Well, yeah, another thing to point out that I guess we've been talking a lot about their draft, but I mean it's fair, and I think something that we heard recently in kind of a coaching session, shout out to Banana Slamma Jamma, but there's things that you want to make sure that your draft has, and one thing that like basically if you're a Bruce Lee of Dota, maybe you can do it, but if you're not a Bruce Lee of Dota, draft a hard stun, draft some stuns, and their stuns are RP, Chronosphere, Cookie, and Boulders. So
yeah, and that's like if we even consider those, because those are barely stuns. Those last two are barely stuns.
Yeah, Chronosphere is a weird one, but it's just on such an extreme cooldown that like you don't count that as a stun. But very limited control in the firm way, but a lot of spells that like work around other people's control, and you have to have a little bit more overlap there, right?
Yeah, especially with such like a mobile draft like with Burnsiders, because like.
Right.
All of these heroes want to move except for the Vino and the Oracle. But just to like wrap things up just like really quickly, yeah, Portland Burnsiders like that like they played the map so well. They only had two main like stun heroes, but it's like they did like it didn't matter because they played where they needed to, when they needed to, and yeah, it's going to be the first game going in the favor of Portland Burnsiders up against Hellraisins, and I'm excited for game number 2. Do you think Hellraisins have what it takes to come back and maybe make the series a 1-1?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we scrim against them a bunch. They're a great team. I think we'll see some revisions in the draft. The Burnsiders, like we mentioned in the pregame, we are 2 series already in the books for this league, and we were 1-1 in both of those. So probably want to try to pick up a 2-0, and we'll have to find out if we can pull that off. We're going to get the lobby together. I think the players probably just taking a short break, but we've been talking plenty of post-game. But we're just going to transition to a holding screen, ladies and gentlemen, until the draft comes back. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm eXtine and joined by Sakai. We'll be back for game 2, so please don't go anywhere. Hang tight.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another musical edition of the Portland Burnsiders, featuring our special guest, Moxie.
Play all day, frag all day, lose no way, win all day, vibe all day, chill all day, lose no way, win all day.
Burnsiders 2020, still out here, chasing dope, stuck inside. COVID though, you say hi, I say yow, pushing through shutter doors, making place you fucking know. Sixes, no fovey foes, spitting phrases, making rhymes, rhythms in my mind, making dinner for game time, cooking with eXtine, pure and jiggly guy. You know we won't ever stop, climb our way up towards the top. Ubers, you won't see me drop, champagne bottles gonna pop. Fletcher made this beat, Carolina Reaper heat.
Play all day, frag all day, lose no way, win all day, vibe all day, chill all day, lose no way, win all day.
Our pocket scout's name is Boy, dodging shots, a decoy, a New York boy, still reppin' Portland like Brandon Roy. Over heels on over heel, damage, he's gonna deal. He's our gardener, that's for real. Catfax, hit in the fields, Western, gon' lead the way, sliding Rams, making plays, sink pipes, he'll hit today. DPM, it ain't no thing. Fletcher flies in the sky, sack blaze, he's our guy. Market Gardner, medic dies, rain of light, he's gonna snipe. Best believe that shit is tight. Top 10 play, it just might. My solely bombs, they were right. Now I hit arrows, you like a legend. On that egg, tell these soldiers, get off my dick. Yow!
Play all day, frag all day, lose no way, win all day, vibe all day, chill all day, lose no way, win all day.
You know we spittin' flames, TF2's our fucking game. True, we might act a fool, throwing down Dota 2. She's Lena, I'm ET, eXtine, and Moxie. Shit talk, her casting, shut it, epoxy. Billiards with MC, ancient player, TI winner, pause 8, serving dinner, breakfast for Kuroki, Roman Heen, MoMA 2, GH Armor, Omar 2. Inspiring ways to move, play like them, ain't gonna lose. Game all day till I snooze. Sleep all night, dream of Valve, patching TF2. Moxie on the hook, but yo, let me sing it too. Play all day, frag all day, lose no way, win all day, vibe all day, chill all day, lose no way, win all day. Damn, Moxie, you killed it, just like always. One of these days you're gonna be casting, you're gonna be like, oh shit, it's the Burnsiders. Till then, I'm eXtine. See you next time. Yow! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another musical edition of the Portland Burnsiders, featuring our special guest, Moxie.
Play all day, frag all day, lose no way, win all day, vibe all day, chill all day, lose no way, win all day.
Burnsiders 2020, still out here, chasing dope, stuck inside. COVID though, you say hi, I say yow, pushing through shutter doors, making place you fucking know. Sixes, no fovey foes, spitting phrases, making rhymes, rhythms in my mind, making dinner for game time, cooking
Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with the draft for Game 2 of the Portland Burnsiders versus Hell Raisins. I am eXtine, joined once again by Sakai. How you doing, Sakai?
Yo, what's up? I am doing fantastic. I checked my my in-game audio levels, and Steam made everything super quiet, and I was like, I gotta turn everything up real quick. So, 1 second.
Classic. I always have mad problems with my audio. My audio levels just drives me up the wall. It's like playing Discord, streaming, you know, getting everything in balance. You know, it's like a draft of Dota. You know, right? Everything's got to be.
It literally is. You have to figure out what's your last pick devices that you like don't want to care about. But yeah, I can hear you now. We are Gucci. We're chilling. And speaking of chilling, Hell Raisins are not chilling. They're keeping it hot. They've got Lena and Chaos Knight.
This is fiery.
Very.
You know, thematically, we got some great things going on here. Both heroes are orange. A lot of fire involved. But just some weirdness there. I mean, draft-wise, also, I mean, to pull it back a little bit, Burnsiders grabbing that Oracle. Tiny left in the pool, which is considered a very strong hero. Burnsiders' last game with that late ban of Clockwork, another strong hero. But kind of given the opportunity in this game after picking that Oracle first, they're like, Tiny's still in the pool, we're going to snag that up. But this Chaos Knight, I mean, do you think that's just straight up picking an uncommon pause 1 in your second pick? Or are we going to see that be an offlane or a pause 4?
So in the series up against Steven the Cat, Hell Raisins picked the CK, and he kind of destroyed with it. It was offlane CK in that game, but he went 18-6 and was top net worth in like the entire game except for the Sven that was on the enemy team. And so maybe like their plan is we're just gonna pick a comfortable hero. So if they pick the Sven again, we can like try to run over it because it looks like they're confident in that matchup. So as we're seeing in the first banning phase already, or the first and second rather, they've let the Sven go through so far. I wonder if they're gonna continue to let him go through. But it looks like that's something that they're just kind of comfortable with. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick only comfort picks this game. Best of 2 series, Burnsiders kind of won the first game pretty convincingly. Like it didn't seem like there was anything Hell Raisins could do just because they were always playing the map super well. And so I think Hell Raisins at this point are just going to play, you know, what they're comfortable with. Actually, in the last game that they played up against Steven the Cat, we saw the Lena and the CK laning together in the off lane. So it looks like they kind of have like this draft already situated. There are other heroes in that game where the Winter Wyvern on support, they had a safe lane Ricky and a middle Death Prophet, but I'm pretty sure those were reactive picks. But we'll have to see here as they're going into their next bans to see kind of exactly what Portland Burnsiders want to do. I like the Oracle. Who was on it was League of Legends. Which one is that? Is that
that's
Goat James?
Yeah, Goat James in this draft, the pause 5. So, I mean, Oracle as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flexibility in heroes in Dota, but Oracle more of a pretty hard 5. You know, you won't really see him picked in other positions, especially with this Tiny picked up, which also as well is, you know, pretty flexible position wise, but pause 4, very very common spot for the Tiny.
Yeah, but I mean, Go James had a fantastic game on the Oracle last game, so like they can start picking some comfortable pick for Goat James, and then going to that second pick, just something with a little bit more versatility with that Tiny. Yeah, well, as you said, chances are we're going to be seeing that like pause 4 Tiny, but we'll see. If they do end up picking something that like Tiny would just destroy in like mid lane or something, if Hell Raisins do, then they of course Portland Burnsiders can just run it in whatever lane. So I like honestly starting off with these like versatile picks because like there's so much that you can do with them. And Hell Raisins banning out some more pushing, as once again Oracle and Tiny generally mean some kind of pushing lineup, but we're gonna be seeing a lot of those like pushing heroes banned out. The Drow from Burnsiders, and then from Hell Raisins the Troll, the Vino, the Underlord. These heroes that just kind of like grouping up at a certain point and then just kind of like trying to run down one lane and ending the game. So
yeah,
spending a lot of time on this ban.
I like the ban on the Life Stealer from the Burnsiders. That certainly seems like it could be some trouble with the pause 3 Chaos Knight infested, and then kind of, you know, reality rifting somebody close to you and popping out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Life Stealer is like, as like if you're playing CK, like in that 1v1 kind of situation, the CK kind of will win, like in that late game. But like in mid early game, which is when Lifestealer generally wants to end the game. And that Lifestealer pick would be so strong this game, especially with the Lina. The Lifestealer would own them. I'm sorry. Especially with the Lina, because like you can just bait so hard with that. Yeah.
Chen being picked up by Hell Raisins here. That's an interesting pickup.
I haven't seen them play this. I'm gonna go through their other games as well, really quick. I don't see a Chen on their draft so far, so this could be a new hero for them, at least in this tournament. Yeah. And if so, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I like Chen a lot. Was telling you a little bit of my background before the cast, and I just really enjoy watching Chen games, watching Kuroki play Chen. Other favorite players such as Puppy, play pretty vicious Chen. Chen's pretty. I attempt to play Chen, but we're not here to talk about me. But it's pretty funny with Chen as well, because it feels like it's definitely a hero that some people love to play it. I'm sure there's people that are ambivalent about it, but also amongst those people that love to play it, some of them are very particular about how they think Chen should be played. And I think that this game, at least the ability to summon your teammates around the map, being able to drag that Chaos Knight, that could be pretty helpful, because as an offlaner, he doesn't really have any added mobility. I mean, close range, he's got some tricks, but he's not going to be able to, say the Timber saw in the last game, be able to quickly rotate around the map. And if you have that Chen, being able to summon him and TP back into places, that could be smart. Burnsiders see the Chen and they say, well, let's cleave through those creeps.
Yeah. So far, I think we're gonna be seeing this Chen go in the safe lane, just because Hell Reasons are more comfortable laning that CK with the Lina, and also when you're on Dire side, Chen safe lane support is so strong because you have access to that hard camp. There's an easy camp nearby if you're able to get the dispel creeps and stuff. But I mean, Hell Reasons, I think they picked the CK expecting the Sven. Because they didn't let it through. They banned out Viper and literally everything else. Ooh, they're actually gonna steal Timber Saw. It's good. It's really good against Sven.
Yeah.
In the laning phase, but we'll have
quick
to
from
see.
the Burnsiders though, so it seemed like they, mentally might have been pretty prepared for this, picking up the Batrider.
Yeah, this is really good. You can stop the CK from getting his Phantasm off, and in that time, your Sven Tiny just burst him down. I really like this pick. Probably we're gonna be seeing, I assume, the Batrider middle, but they can run off because they don't have last pick, so I'm assuming, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
I was gonna mention that there's probably a little bit of flexibility there, at least in the moment,
Yeah.
But it is an interesting proposition.
They could, in theory, if they wanted to do this, if we're expecting a Timber Saw to go off lane for Hell Reasons, because it's still kind of up in the air, because neither team really knows what that mid laner is gonna be yet.
Yeah.
They could lane the Batrider up in the safe lane up against the off lane Timber Saw, if that's what the lane is gonna be, and just have the Sven Tiny Oracle or something like that tri lane up against Lina CK Chen.
Right.
And I think they would that would be a pretty even matchup, and it would just kind of be whatever team plays better. But then your off lane Batrider is gonna destroy Timber Saw. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we actually saw off lane tri lane with the Sven in the Enigma game from the ESL 1 earlier today.
Yeah, it's super good. There's so much utility that you get out of these heroes. So
yeah,
we'll
just
see.
use your supports to get your teammate rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Portland Burnsiders banning out the Void makes me think that they think that Hell Reasons' last pick up is going to be their safe laner, which makes me think that they think this is a Timber Saw mid, which makes me think the Batrider might be mid, but maybe I'm overseeing this. Maybe I'm thinking too far, as Hell Reasons are going to ban out the Invoker. So Hell Raisins think that the Batrider is not going to be mid, most likely.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, Portland Burnsiders might just run over them, because in theory, all right, I don't mean to theory craft or anything, but Hell Raisins banning out the Invoker means that they think that Portland Burnsiders don't have a mid yet. Right. Banning out the Void makes you think that this Timber Saw is going to be middle. So if Portland Burnsiders are reading this right, it's going to be Timber Saw, according to them, it's going to be Timber Saw middle, and they can run the Batrider middle up against Timber Saw and just destroy him. But we'll have to see, as they're banning out the Ursa now, as they still think it's going to be the safe lane last pick for Hell Reasons.
Yeah, and Hellraisins are indeed still banning out mids as well. So I sort of think that it might be the Bat Rider played by Vinny Sao. But, you know, I think there is potential for it from Aaron. And, you know, you see Weehaw again, to talk about some other pro players. Weehaw playing it quite a bit in the mid lane.
Yeah. I mean, if Vinny's comfortable on it, they could just have Vinny go Bat Rider middle and then have Aaron go whatever hero he wants to. I just think okay, so the thing is, like, they don't have the last pick, so it's like they have to pick, like, they have to, like, pick a lane and then stick to it, or pick something versatile and then look at what Hellraisins are going to do. So they're picking the Bloodseeker, offlane Blood Bat mid, or Blood mid Bat Rider offlane, and I'm assuming that they're doing this because whatever lane Timbersaw goes into, they want to give him, like, the worst time of his life. And I like this because it gives them versatility still, even despite having all the heroes picked. I'm super interested to see what Hellraisins pick here and what lane they go in, because I think now that they see this Bloodseeker pick up, they're like, oh, like, is this gonna be offlane Blood? Okay, so Timbersaw's not gonna mid, so it's gonna be the Storm Spirit mid, Timbersaw offlane. So if they want, we could see that try versus try with the solo Bat against Timbersaw. Okay, never mind. So it's gonna be Aaron on the Bat Rider. Okay, so it is still gonna be the Bat Rider middle, but it's not gonna be that Timbersaw mid. It's gonna be Matsuri on that middle Storm Spirit up against Aaron on that mid Bat Rider, but still Bat Rider destroys Storm in the first like 5-6 levels. So I honestly think Portland Burnsider's draft is really good. Offlane Bloodseeker super annoying to play up against. You can still do that solo Blood versus Timber, but they might just do dual lanes depending on it. We'll have to see what they do. But I really like Burnsider's draft right here. Like I think that they kind of have to start stomping pretty early game, but it's like if they do, like Hellraisins don't have that much of a comeback mechanic. Like CK, they're only farming heroes like Timber Storm, but it's like those aren't that strong at coming back in the game anyway. So I think Burnsider's draft is really good if they can get the start that they want to, but we'll have to see as we get into game number 2. This best of 2 series. I almost said a no word.
Certainly, you know, some keys to the Burnsiders that need to come into play: the Bloodseeker, the Bat Rider, even Tiny to a certain degree. You know, you need to get that momentum. You need to get rolling. If you don't, you know, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. God, I'm so interested to see what these lanes are going to be, actually. Oh my, I honestly, for the sake of like entertainment, I want to see the try versus try. But we'll see. We'll have to see.
We're getting a pause here. One of the players must just be using the facilities or something. Draft complete.
I don't think you've got the facilities for that, big man. Sorry, that's an old meme.
Still checks out though. Still checks out.
Let's go. Okay, so let's see. Kava's going for double tangos. I mean, it's kind of standard on Timbersaw. Like, gosh. Okay. I'm trying to look at these items and see if they're gonna be doing the try in solo or if they're gonna be dual laning. But I think it's gonna be kind of hard to tell off that. I think we'll just have to wait until like see where they're going. Let's see. Vinny has 2 shared tangos. Is this gonna be Aaron on the off? Is this gonna be? Why does Vinny have the 2 shared tangos?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're gonna rotate the lanes and have Vinny play the Bloodseeker, but maybe it's just part of the build that Vinny wants to do. He doesn't want to buy any tangos, and it's just gonna rock with those from the Oracle.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Wow, Burnsiders are like. I don't know. They're playing very creative this game, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like they're taking some meta stuff, and they're like really with Hellraisin's draft. They're really playing around it and like being really creative.
Yeah, I was gonna give a shout out to Pro Guides, which Vinny Sal is a part of that series.
Oh, and, nice.
Definitely kind of a lot of creative hero builds in there for people that are trying to learn Dota 2. Some great guides.
Okay, so this is interesting. It looks like KU's gonna be mid, I think. What? Looks like they're gonna be having Aaron and Notorious go in the off lane, and League and Vinny in the safe lane with the Oracle and Bloodseeker, which means that we're gonna be seeing the KU middle most likely. They swapped the 2 share tangos over from Bloodseeker to KU.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I like this though. Like this is This is keeping us on our toes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What the heck?
See where things end up. You never really know until the horn starts. But Vinny, yeah, safe lane right now.
Wow. Do you think that they're like this confident that they can just do whatever they want, or do you think that they've they've been like theorizing this for a while, like something along these lines?
I mean, you know, confident in their heroes, confident where they play.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's gonna be so interesting.
I mean,
HK is already. HK got a peek at the top lane, so he's already starting to head bottom.
And Ice Shadow actually into some trouble here. Vinny doesn't have a ton of health. Doesn't dodge the LSA though, as the Lina will salve up.
It's very close. Yeah, Vinny has like 10 more movement speed, so he's fine.
No,
So now Aaron's going. Okay, so they are swapping lanes because they want the Bat Rider up against the Timber Saw. I think this is the right decision, but I mean, yeah, their TPs are still off cooldown. So I wonder if they're gonna keep this. So we are gonna see that tri lane coming out from Hellraisins as we predicted. The question is Vinny gonna go top and Notorious TP bottom?
yeah,
Because Notorious is going to be roaming a lot. We see he has the early boots up. But so yeah, they really want this Timber Saw up, or this bat up against Timber.
Yeah, Vinny does miss the first wave there. He's gonna TP now, so they actually are. He walks all the way up there to save the TP though. As the Timber Saw TP's top, and now Vinny just TP's bottom. See if I get the better matchup. Lina will rotate as well though. As Chen recalls the Timber Saw though, so.
Oh, they baited them!
Yeah.
Oh, this is perfect! Oh my god, Hellraisins actually have such good lanes now.
Yeah, pretty funny games being played here. We'll see if they can execute though now that we have the matchups. And
yeah, right?
CK though in a lot of trouble though. He will go down first blood. Goes to Aaron. He had like 6 stacks.
This game is so weird. Like actually, like this is the most like weird like start to a Dota game I've seen like such a long time.
Yeah, I mean Vinny's getting last hits now that he's down here. So they're kind of cheapness coming out from Hellraisins, but also you know Burnside is able to kind of get what they want.
Yeah, it's like it feels like Hellraisins like did the big brain play. Like everything worked out for them, but it's like they're not executing it right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still the first like 2 minutes. It's kind of too early to tell. But I mean, like if this continues, like this is not going to be looking good for them.
Yeah, Notorious just dodging these LSAs. The
no
avalanche combo on this Lina. She's got the sticky napalm.
This is not real.
Stacks are going to be building up. She's going to go down again. Does get a nice stun that time, and able to delay this for a while. Notorious will get the kill though.
What the heck?
And the early boots on the Tiny paying off, and Bat Rider just getting some work done. Top lane.
What is this? This is the most weird game. This like none of this makes sense. Okay, like the middle matchup I understand, like Sen versus Storm. Like your Sven actually can do pretty good up against Storm. Like you're pretty tanky. You get an early bracer and all that, and it's like Matsuri doesn't really have the mana to continuously keep bursting down to Sven as long as you buy enough regen. And Kayu's a good enough player that he recognizes how important this regen is. But it's like these lanes, like the swapping and like this, like it seems like Burnsiders at the start didn't even know what they entirely wanted them to do, and then they were like, you know what, this works out. Like screw it, like we'll figure it out, and like they are figuring it out.
Yeah.
Oh, mid.
Oh yeah, that's a good pickup for sure. Storm Spirit getting slowed down. The rotation from Notorious, and wondering what he has on his career. Oh yeah, he's got a bunch on his career. About to have the Tranquils. Very early farm.
And this is really big because if K wants, he can just go like start farming jungle now. Like he can farm jungle, get that wave, and like this entire time Storm wasn't able to push the wave out. So it's like you can't equalize that right away. So yeah, this is really good for Sven because he's getting like double effectiveness out of this.
Yeah, it's nice as well if he actually kind of clears this camp, keep it away from Chen a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, super good. Oh, and they bottle. Let's go.
Yeah, Notorious with the smoke. We'll see if they can get another kill on Storm Spirit here. Be able to just walks past the Arcane Rune to hide his presence. Coming in though now, the Avalanche here will get the toss back to Sven. The Stormhammer coming in as well. A lot of damage. Dodges the LSA. Not quite enough damage to get the finish. Notorious will come up to get the Arcane Rune, though. So no bottle charges for the Storm Spirit. 5-minute runes coming up here.
Matsuri has the Fairy Fire, though, and, like, I don't think he was going to die from that second one unless he, like, kept playing super aggressive, but...
Right.
Especially not with Ice Shadow TPing in, but... Look, when Ice Shadow's gone, like, Coco just... Like, he has to just kind of, like, give up a little bit. And Aaron surprisingly hasn't been able to get that much CS in this lane. I'm surprised. Hellraisen's, like, that lane swap definitely helped him out a ton. Because otherwise, like, they would be so far behind right now. But instead, like, they're still managing to somehow not be as far behind as we thought they were going to be. And Coco's still getting a decent amount out of this, but like there still is that kill threat on him.
A couple stacks of sticky napalm. Aaron underneath the tower has to move forward to dodge the LSA. And Tiny just trying to, will get the finish with the avalanche on the Chaos Knight. Quite possibly not worth it though.
Yeah, Ice Shadow does get some much needed gold because after that TP middle and not getting anything out of it. So I think this kind of equalizes the past like few minutes now. Hellraisens, they get like a small little gold lead, but like for the most part, like I don't think Batrider or CK, either of them are like really too upset about that.
And Chen's just kind of farming away slowly. Is level 3, so now access to the next tier of creeps. Does have a mud golem. Will find the Sven here. At the main time though, KU not quite within range of the Stormhammer on the Storm Spirit. Is getting stunned up from Chen here. Oracle's out here. KU just Stormhammers the mud golem creeps.
Makes sense. He wants the gold.
Yeah.
He wants to make his Chen's life miserable.
Right.
Oh, Aaron top lane's getting very low.
Yeah, he has bottle and he has wand here, so maybe a little bit of a bait as well. Notorious is there, so we'll be able to kind of create a little bit more space for him in that top bounty rune. Left there for a minute and a half. That is juicy for Aaron with that bottle.
Fact they're able to keep it up for so long. It's although I'm kind of like there's got to be something wrong. Like why did they push it? Like, I'm surprised they didn't try to like go and like aggress that.
And,
speaking of aggress.
Yeah, exactly. The double damage on Notorious though, so we'll be able to punch down the Lina. Now that the Oracle has shown up here as well, they're going to move on to this Chaos Knight. The sticky napalm stack now up to 4. And he's going to be dropping quick here. The toss by Tiny. Great plays by the Notorious. Hanging in there, even though he didn't really have a whole lot of health to work with.
Absolutely.
Now that Timbersaw's hit level 6, Vinny in a little bit of trouble here. See if a Rupture comes out. Yeah, there it is. On the edge of tower range. Still pinging. Vinny's kind of like, can anybody?
So everyone was super low on Burnsider. So Vinny, I think he was like, all right, I can go for this. I can try to get some. I can try to like kill like Keva before like I don't know, like before he keeps snowballing like a Timbersaw does, like before he's unkillable. Yeah. But Keva kind of used the opportunity to bait, and like then nothing came out of it because like both of them were super low, and neither of them wanted to risk their life to kill the other one. So.
Oh, definitely. And Oracle finding Chen a little bit in the jungle. At some point, he's not gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say HK's level 3 right now.
Yeah.
This does not feel good at all if you're Hellraisens.
The thing is like Vinny or KU are gonna start taking over this jungle. So Chen's not gonna have too much more room in the jungle to get much happening.
Yeah, he's like 2 levels down right now. Like,
yeah,
he's so far behind. Like, it makes sense usually because like that's what you expect from a Chen. But like, I think like if you're a Chen, you have to be more proactive on the map. But he's not been given those opportunities so far. And so it's like, and also because of how Portland Burnsiders are playing, once again, they're playing the map really well, and they're not giving him the opportunity to do so. Meanwhile, Keva, bottom lane with the Rupture, gonna get the Flame Break back into the silence from Vinny, and they should be able to run him down.
Yeah, the last one as well, just to really make sure that they get it. That's a good kill, and you might as well just, kind of commit that skill there. Hadn't really came out yet from the Batrider. And
yeah.
League of Legends still just kind of wants to kill the Chen here, but at the least he'll just sap some XP, which kind of slows down this whole process. Chen still not at level 4 yet.
Yeah, so much. This is a 4v5 now. Like, Chen has to do so much to get back in this game. Like, he actually does. But it's so hard because, like, they can't make these plays right now. Like, Portland Burnsiders are either too tanky or it's like their heroes just do too much damage.
Yeah, and Chen's
I
creep right
don't
now
know.
even as well, just kind of running through the tower range, but that kind of, if anything,
Oh no.
doesn't get the creep
Not
in the
like
right
this.
position. Now Chen's gonna go, well, potentially go down here. The cleave from his own creeps to, oh my god, betrays him. He got cleaved twice off his own creeps. And then Aaron just comes in for the finish.
Great teamwork from Portland Burnsiders there.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Vinny's just farming bottom. Like he is taking a look at these at the net worth. He's top of the net worth right now, followed by his own Sven, which I think Sven should be farming a little bit more. But as this middle Sven, you kind of expect him to be a little more active, and he's not going to be able to be top net worth right away because like we're in this phase now where it's like, oh, top lane.
Yeah, 10-minute room coming in here. Oracle trying to get in there to make some action happen with it, but not able to do so.
At least I get the Oracle.
Yeah, that was fine for Hellraisins getting the kill on the Oracle. They're pretty happy with it. I mean, they control the one rune up there. Timber.
KU mid might die.
KU, yeah, KU in a little bit of trouble. Kind of wondering what the Storm Spirit's been up to. Hasn't necessarily picked up a whole lot of items, but that's kind of an easy kill on KU. Gonna be happy with.
Yeah, so this is a really good opportunity. All right, top lane Notorious is just gonna go down to Coco and Ice Shadow, but so this is a really good opportunity now for Hellraisins to really like this is such a small window, but it's like so there's this time where like your Sven was middle and like he can't be farming all the time. All right, HK, look, you're playing. Why you're playing so aggressive? Man?
Yeah, and 28 XP off of level 6, so that kind of hurts as well because you know anytime you're a global hero and you don't have your global skills yet, it's kind of kicking yourself.
Like useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, okay. So there's this window now where Portland Burnsiders, it's like, okay, do we want our Sven to farm or do we want our Bloodseeker to farm? And realistically, your Bloodseeker, he went Veil, he's going Ado. So like you're like Vinny is supposed to be the one who's supposed to be fighting right now. So you have to transition your mid laner and your safe / off laner / whatever because these lanes were so crazy. Can you not? Okay, sorry. Yeah. So you have to transition these heroes, and so it's like in this time, Hellraisins should be able to pick off whatever hero is just like either A in the wrong spot, and speaking of wrong spot, Oracle's just gonna go down to the top heroes.
This heal though has been lasting forever. Gets the false promise off to just cause more trouble and just be obnoxious in here. Definitely gonna die. But the bait gets the Storm Spirit.
It feels like Hellraisins are dropping the ball right now. Like, if they need to find the hero that's either gonna be Sven or Bloodseeker. That when they're trying to transition into like fighting, there's gonna be a point where one of them are gonna be weaker, or Sven's gonna go into the jungle and he's gonna be weaker than he should be because he doesn't have that farm yet. So it's like there's this small window of opportunity where it's like you have to play so aggressive, you have to play in their face and just like you don't have to even do anything. You just have to make them feel uncomfortable and farm, like make them not be able to farm where they want to. But it's like because not HK, I mean kind of HK, but because of like Hellraisins aren't able to like I don't know they just can't play the map. It seems like their drafts are okay. Everything else on paper is like okay. Kava's not okay. He's just gonna go down.
Yeah, in the Sticky Napalm, a good answer to Timbersaw, alongside some of these other tools that the Burnsiders have on hand. I was gonna point out, yeah, just on that note of like not really being able to effectively pull off their plan. You know, it's like you had Chen mid, it's got a couple creeps, and then it's almost like Chen sometimes is just like a farm factory for other players. Oh, Vinny survives the Laguna. Avalanche coming in here, Vinny tries to just get out at the final there. The Rupture does hit the 2 heroes though, that's beautiful. At the same time though, okay, KU has shown up. Look at the Storm Hammer on 2. He's just gonna be able to plow through the Lina, and now the CK thrown back to the tower as well. Perfect timing by KU showing up.
I think Hellraisins are a very good team. I think they are. I think they're a very smart team. They can draft well. They can like get these plans well. They're like mechanically they seem pretty like skilled. They were able to do some like really cool cheeky stuff in the laning phase, which like gives me a lot of hope. But it's like their execution just seems so off. I don't know if it's their map play. I don't know. I don't know like what exactly it is. Like it's like a mixture of these like small things, but it's like. They're so close to like being able to like take these like big opportunities and punish Burnsiders super hard, but because they're not able to, it's just hurting them so much. Like they take that like kill mid, but they dive a little bit too deep. And like the moment that I see Matsuri about to be like silenced up by like this Bloodseeker, like I'm like you're playing into a Blood Right. It's like what are you doing?
Yeah, and Vinny will do a little bit of his combo on the CK illusion. I was curious whether the Burnsiders were aware that the CK had used his Phantasm there, but you know, it didn't use Rupture on him or anything, and that really, you know, it's not really that great of a victory. You know, obviously any small little bit helps. So if you are able to, you know, pull off a little bit of trickery like that, that's great. But CK has been, you know, fairly kept in check here. Burnsiders are do have 4 players mid here. The Avalanche, the toss back on Alina, they're going to be in trouble. And yeah, Chen just moves the army in towards the Sven and the Batrider. I think everybody here from the Burnside is like, wow, thanks for the money. The Rupture on the Storm Spirit as well. He's going to go high ground and be safe there. But the toss coming over on the Chen. Chen gets blasted. And Storm Spirit in some trouble as well here. There's the lasso, just going to hold him in place. And, you know, Chen Centaur Creep gets a 3-person stun by, you know, Chen's dead with Mech and Hand of God off cooldown, or off cooldown, excuse me. Yeah,
and Keva was trying to farm bottom, but he's going to be punished for this.
Yeah,
like, I think they kill him.
There, finds him.
I'm like, oh, never mind, he's too far ahead. Never mind, they get the roof.
And oh yeah, he was TPing there, so that TP got canceled there. Not gonna be able to get away with the chain TP, and from bad to worse for Hellraisins.
It was a 2K network lead from Portland Burnsiders a few minutes ago, and the kill score was like 14-7 or something like that, or like 14 to something. Like it was a pretty decent kill difference, but the net worth was like pretty equalized. It wasn't equalized, but it was like Hellraisins weren't that far behind. But it's like 1 kill on Keva bottom, 1 like little bad fight mid, and it's like now it's like hovering 4 or 5K, and it's like that was only with a few kills. Like the kill difference was already big before, and the net difference wasn't that big. But it's like now it's only just gonna scale. Like it's gonna only exponentially change. Like it's not additively. Like you can't expect to like keep making these mistakes and like be able to, like, as you said last game, just be okay with it. Like it's just gonna keep getting worse. And like, God, it sucks because like Hellraisers are like, for a second they're in a good position. For a second they're like they're doing something like super right that like you'd see like a really good team do, and that would set them up for success. But then like I don't know, they just drop the ball in like the weirdest ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're in a tough spot. CK doesn't really have the flash farm potential. He's going for a BKB now after his armlet. It's just one of those things. It's like, well, but when you're up against a Sven and a Bloodseeker, as well as like Batrider has this control, your BKB is going to help you with some of the control of the Batrider, but both Sven and the Bloodseeker are just going to chomp right through you. They don't care about those items.
Yeah.
They're going to find the Lina here. Storm Spirit is using his ulti to run away. They're not going to help out the Lina, and the Burnside is going to push top lane, cut the wave as well. So that tower's not going to stand much longer. Keva continues to push out bottom by himself. He's got a little bit more wave to clear than some of these other heroes. But once the Burnsiders take down this tower, they can, you know, rotate to protect the lanes as they wish.
Yeah, so, and as you were saying about the CK, like the BKB is going to be H is going to be but it's whatever. This is going to keep happening.
Chen sort of watching that. Sorry to speak over you. Chen sort of watching that tower get taken down and watching his creeps do their work, and then Notorious shows up.
Yeah, I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was doing there, to be honest. But so yeah, so CK is gonna get this BKB. It's like, yeah, like this is a good item. Like you need a BKB. Okay, he's changing his item now. Thank God. Because I was gonna say, so you, like, imagine this. Like you're a CK, 25, 26 minutes in the game. You finally get your BKB, which you have an armlet, and they have freaking on Sven. They would have at this point like Aghanims, like Echo Saber, maybe BKB, like depending on how like fast like they're farming and like what kind of fights they're taking. And it's just like you would do no damage.
They are trying to go out of KU here. KU has some long charges to pop off. This helps with the survivability. The last one, the Storm Spear. Storm Spear getting blasted quickly. Not going to be able to survive out through that. Laguna Blade comes out and it doesn't even kill KU. Now the root on the Lina. KU coming back in. He has God Strengths if he wishes. There it is, the pop. And Ice Shadow being thrown back towards the sacrificial offering. Captain Coco TP's out.
Oh, so close.
Oh yeah, almost an avalanche.
But that's Roche though.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna ping out Roche because God Strength's still up. So why not? You know.
I think I've pinpointed what's going on with Hellraisins. Okay, so it's like that was almost really good, and it was the same thing we've been seeing for both games in the series now. So it's like they get this situation. They're about to make this like really big, really cool play, and it's like but because of like how they've been playing earlier, it's like, yeah, you don't have the damage, so it's like that would have worked, but it didn't. I think that they're playing these situations even like when we saw the like with the Phantasm. Coco kept going in, despite getting one illusion, despite not having really anyone else really that was able to fight like nearby him. I don't think they're thinking through what's gonna happen after this fight or what's gonna happen, like what the outcome of the fight's gonna be. I think they're looking at this like we have this, they have this, let's fight, and they're not looking at it like we have this, they have this, what's gonna happen when we fight. It seems like they're just like, I don't know, like these fights don't seem entirely like thought through, but it's like that and like a little bit of like, I don't know, maybe like execution or like being in the wrong spot at the wrong time or something. But it's like overall, I mean, there's like, it sucks watching this. It's so irritating because it's like this should be working. They should be making these really good plays, but they're just like barely missing. And like speaking of barely missing, like mid lane, like Kev is just dead. Like, he almost gets a kill on Vinny, he doesn't, and now there's gonna be 3 heroes here.
Notorious did end up trading to Captain Coco. I think one of those situations that he probably wanted to try to get the kill on CK. In the meantime, though, they're in the midst of killing this hard to kill Timbersaw. They do take him out. Laguna Blade came out on the Oracle to try to blast him down, but not enough to stop Kobe.
Yeah, like Burnt Siders are so okay with this. Like now it's like almost 10k net worth lead 20 minutes in. Like you trade your Tiny for the Timbersaw. Tiny's back up now. You can start going for a fight. You already have Aegis on your Sven still. It's like they're so okay with this. Like all of your heroes are like doing so well on farm. Your Batrider's barely behind the Storm and CK, literally barely. And it's like those are like they're only 2 heroes with any kind of farm on Hellraisins. It's like Timbersaw, yeah, like a little bit, but it's like that's a Timbersaw. Like that's what you expect. Like but this like his toolkit's not gonna change until he gets like some like these crazy items and stuff. So like it's not really that effective net worth.
Yeah, and again, you know, in some ways, sort of maybe kind of limited on the hard stuns. The LSA is a skill shot. You know, Chen, anything that you can be able to grab is a skill shot. Essentially, there's just the Seder net. That's about it. CK Blast is the only one that you have that's like an actual. I
think HK's given up.
I guess Vortex. Yeah, he's trying to just
Did you
do
catch
what he can
that?
as Chen, but no.
So Batrider, like, so they had a Hellraisins had a ward there. He saw Batrider coming up there. He was still sitting in the trees, unless he's lagging or something.
Well, I mean, either
like,
that or he's
they walk up
with the Chen micro.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but like, he sits in the trees. He knows they're coming for him. Like, sees it. Like there's like a whole like football field long like link, and like they just walk up to him. And he's like, all right, like this is my life. I'm gonna try to get as much farm as I can, which I guess makes sense. You can't really do anything because Batrider could cancel your TP with lasso, but it's like, is he actually gonna waste lasso on your Chen who's died what 5 times right now? Which is actually, I was expecting more than that, but there's not that much like kills so far.
No, he doesn't have much net worth either, and Chen's one of those heroes as well that like his whole kit, his whole like idea is to kind of ramp up his healing, but it's just one of those situations. You know, sometimes in a game like this, you know, you want like a Force Staff or a Glimmer Cape from your fall spot, something that can really swing a fight. And the heals are great, but you know, if you don't have the other teammates that can do what you need in a fight, as well as if you also just keep getting picked out. Nice stun by the Centaur though, and now the CK showing up. Dual Scepter is there. Lasso gonna come in on the CK with the Rupture, so getting dragged across, gets thrown out of the Silence.
Phantasm.
Timbersaw's here, and Chen hasn't used Mech there's Mech, hasn't used Hands of God yet. Oh, misses the CK though with the Hand of God as he gets bursted down by KU. Storm's God Strength is up. Timbersaw getting thrown around. He's going to go down as well. Now the Yule Scepter on the Chen. One player TPing away. That is Melina. Storm Spirit, full health, full mana. Can't really do anything.
Yeah, this is it feels so hard for Hellraisins right now.
Yeah.
It's like that was they had a pretty good initiation there. They were able to like kind of like play with Hellraisins for a little bit, but then like they just rotate. They got that bottom tier 1 tower then immediately. I think that they wanted to push that bottom tier 2 as well, because it seemed like they were like super gonna like hard commit for it. But then like, okay, you force to fight middle, okay, we'll just go middle after taking that tier 1 and then take your tier 2. And okay, and they're gonna go back for this tier 2. Like I think, oh, never mind.
Just called GG's. So,
I don't blame them. Like there's no way you come back into this game with the CK.
Yeah, kind of a tough situation. GG's called, could have played it out a little bit more, but they saw the trend where it was going. They've had enough. And I mean, yeah, definitely. all their heroes basically snowball heroes. And in that last fight, when you have Storm Spirit, you know, unable to just find an entrance into the fight, find a way in, you know, yeah, it's just that is.
Yeah, I mean,
it, so.
Yeah, Portland Burnsiders, I'm very impressed. Hellraisins, they were 3-1, I think, before this, or maybe they were 3-0. I don't know, because I'm not sure if Dota Buff is including the other game, but they 2-0'd Steve and the Cat, and I don't remember. Okay, so that means they must have done a 1-1 before that or something. So yeah, so they were 3-1 before this. They looked very strong coming into this. Portland Burnsiders, this game looked very even, but I don't know. Maybe Portland Burnsiders are just that kind of team that's like built like good at countering like their like Hellraisen's play style or something. Because it seems like every single time Hellraisens wanted to do something or were about to do something, Burnsiders were just like prepared for it. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm 90% sure it was Burnsiders being like well prepared and like thinking things through all the way. And there was a little bit of like I'd say like probably like situational luck ish, but for the most part, I feel like Hellraisens, I think they need to work on their execution a lot more. On paper, like they're a very smart team. Maybe there's like some mechanical stuff here and there, but I think for the most part, like I would sit down and I'd watch these replays. I'd be like, all right, execution-wise, like we almost had this, but we failed. Literally, I think this entire game, the last game not so much, but this entire game, every single time that they almost had something, they dropped the ball. Like every single time they almost had something, it just like it just slipped out of their hands, just barely. So, I mean, still overall, congratulations to Portland Burnsiders winning the series 12. They definitely needed this, because I think this will put them at, I want to say #1 or maybe tied for first. I think it'll put them at first. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how the rest of the games go this week. But yeah, like congratulations to Portland Burnsiders as they 2-0 Hellraisens, this was looking like a very even match. But like, if you were to look at this match and not know what the scores were before that, you would not think this was going to be one of our like most even matches of the week.
Yeah, definitely a good result for us. I mean, you know, the way that this division is set up, the Aegis League, you know, it's kind of a round robin format. So,
yeah,
you know, everybody's playing everybody. And since this is just essentially the third week, and it looks like a few teams, I think maybe kind of behind on their number of games played, as well as I don't think that the bracket actually is kind of weird. In the sense.
Wait, okay, so I think it's broken online, but I have the spreadsheet real quick.
Oh, is it more properly updated on the Wikipedia?
Well, okay, so I don't know if that's even right, but so we have a spreadsheet. Okay, so
maybe that's
so far, so all the games haven't played so far, that like haven't been needed to like be played, because like for some reason Wikipedia and Dota Buff weren't updating at the same time, and I also I made a little graphic somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But so basically, Stormforce 5, typical NA and Odd Otters are in first. They're tied for first with three map wins, and then below them is Hellraisens and Portland Burnsiders. That was this series. Both of them had 2 map wins. Or wait, Hellraisens had 3, according to Dota Buff. I don't know. Something somewhere went wrong with the numbers. But okay, so never mind. But so it was Hellraisens, then Portland Burnsiders, and then Maximum Wage, Steve and the Cat Nebula. They're all like 1-ish wins, like around there. But yeah, this is gonna put Portland Burnsiders right now in first. The other games haven't been played for the week, but I mean, like overall, like I like this is gonna hurt Hellraisens a lot going into this next week, because now not only are 3 teams ahead of them, but now 4 teams are with Portland Burnsiders. And I think Maximum Wage might be in a position to maybe like tie up with them, depending on if they beat Nebula this week. But Nebula they won 1 game, I think, but they weren't looking very strong. So I think Maximum Wage, if they 2-0 Nebula this week, it's gonna make Hellraisens have like a very, very hard time coming back for those top spots for like the next upcoming weeks. But yeah, overall, Portland Burnsiders definitely impressed me, and I'm looking forward to more matches they have to play.
Nice. I know I am as well. Always a pleasure watching the Burnsiders play. We have kind of maybe a quieter week because Aaron's getting his wisdom teeth pulled out tomorrow. Shout out to him. Yeah, and I think this week is maybe a little bit chill on like some of the other qualifiers or stuff. Last week seemed like super busy. Bunch of Dota
Yeah.
going on last week, but kind of, you know, maybe things resetting for a hot second. But then it seems like November again picking back up. There's some other tournaments going on in November. We are going to be playing in the Octocon League, so excited about that. Any other final words you want to throw out there, Sakai, before we wrap things up?
A shout out to our sponsors, Timu's Photos. You guys can check them out at it's spelled tmusphotos.com, but he has a YouTube channel as well. You can just look up Timus Photos and you'll find him there. Also shout out to our other sponsors, Roche Pit Studios and 82L. Of course, those are our very close partners with of course running the whole tournaments and getting our casters and stuff situated. But yeah, no, just overall, congrats to Portland Burnsiders. We've got 3 more exciting games this week. I don't think we have the time set for all those games, but stay tuned. We also got the Sunday show this upcoming weekend. Last weekend was canceled just because of a lot of like emergencies and personal stuff coming up. But yeah, apart from that, thanks so much for letting me join you on this game. This was definitely a really fun series, especially that last game.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was my pleasure having you with me here tonight. Appreciate it. Well, appreciate everybody joining us as well. You guys were a great audience. Congratulations again to the Burnsiders, and thanks for all the shout-outs covering the Amateur Dota League. I don't really have a ton to add after that. So that's going to do us, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am eXtine, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!
Good night.